To install the Swash plate and rotor head, we'll need an M3 and an M2.5 hex driver. We need the chassis, we need the Swash plate, and the rotor head we just put together. First, the Swash plate goes on. It'll just slip right over the main shaft, and the anti-rotation pin has to fit into the anti-rotation guide. It's real easy to do. You position it at the top, take your thumb, pull that guide back, clip it in. This is done, it's in place. Now we put the rotor head on the main shaft. There's a hole through the main shaft. We're going to need to line it up with the hole in the head block. The head block's a little finicky to get over the main shaft. Usually the best way to do it is come in from an angle like this, turn it slightly, and it'll just drop right on. We're going to have to position this until the holes align like so. So if you've lined the two holes up together correctly, the blade mount bolt will push right through. On the other side is the square end. That's where you're going to want to thread on the retaining nut. These screws are actually cut, so the threads are a little tough to get started. To tighten it, push the bolt out until the nut engages in that square area, and then use the M3 hex driver to tighten this down. And you'll need to keep pressure. And the last thing we're going to do is tighten the two head block clamp bolts on each side. Those need to go on with thread lock. You don't have to kill them, you just need to make sure they're tight. In fact, you don't want to distort the rotor head. Okay, the rotor head's installed. Final part of the rotor head is to engage the two Swash plate followers onto the inner balls on the Swash plate, like so. And we'll put the push rods on in a later step. But at this point, the rotor head's complete and ready for the next step.